Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I am going to be talking about the latest racing game to hit the scenes, Project Motor Racing. I don't think, because I am going to be criticizing that game, I don't think they've came out with no updates. Most likely by the time when this podcast episode comes out. Hopefully by then they have an update with it, more so like updating the gameplay and stuff, because the thing is this, the game is good. I think that they have a good concept of what they're aiming for, but at the same time it's like you're making the game into something that it's not. And I'm like, hold on for a second, because I'm trying to make sure everything is plugged up, because ain't nothing popping up on the screen, so I'm trying to make sure that, you know, hopefully hopefully it ain't no stuff where it's like I'm gonna exit out of Streamlabs. Streamlabs at times be acting stupid. I don't know what their issue is, but you'll go and try to open up Streamlabs and then just be on some old weirdo stuff where they act like it can't open up. It might be my capture card. I don't know. I'm like, at last I checked, I didn't have no issues with it last night, so that's why I'm confused by it. I'll focus on it afterwards. I ain't got time to be out here trying to focus on why Streamlab OBS is just acting stupid. It just has those like times where it wants to just act weird for no reason, and I'm like, fam, you worked hours ago. Like, why all of a sudden now you ain't working? It ain't like the thing's updating, or it's like, nah, it's just Streamlabs at times just be acting stupid. But anyways, but no, yeah, the latest racing game to hit the scenes, Project Motor Racing. It's a good idea. I feel like that what they have down, it can go places, but at the same time, I just think that the game, it's very underdeveloped, because it's like that. And like, the reason why I say underdeveloped is because if I were to say undeveloped, then it's like there's stuff that's missing, and at the same time there is, but I do feel like that they have everything down on what they wanted. Like, they didn't want this to be another Forza Gran Turismo. They wanted this to be its own game. I can respect that, but at the same time, I do feel like when you're coming out with a video game, you can't take away things that are like it's key things that you need in the game, like a proper difficulty settings, because I think they do have like a difficulty settings where you can change up how the AI, like how they act and stuff, but at the same time you're losing races. And I'm like, fam, I don't think there is nobody in this world that is playing a racing game on the easiest difficulty and they're losing races. That goes for Forza, that goes for Gran Turismo, even on Gran Turismo, where it's not set up like how it is on Forza, but they do have it where it's like, if you're trying to win races, this is what you need to do. You need to get you a fast car, give it the most amount of upgrades, tweak it up a little bit. Fam, you got yourself, yeah, you're gonna be winning races left and right. You ain't like, that's one thing. As I sat down and took the time to figure out Gran Turismo, I never had to struggle with winning a race because I had the game figured out. Project Motor Racing, on the other hand, it's like you can get the game figured out, but at the same time, it's gonna be stressful for no reason, you know? Because like, so when I very first started playing this game, they had it set up where it's like the cars be spinning out a lot. Hold on for a second. Take my hoodie off because it's getting a little bit warm. But anyways, yeah, they had it where it's like they don't have like a stability control thing. They only have traction control. Now, I don't know stability. I have to check other racing games because I feel like most racing games do have a stability control. But no, overall, they only have traction control. And in order to have it where your car ain't spinning out left and right, because I didn't even realize that it was going to be a thing, but I'm playing the game, I'm playing career mode thinking, okay, what could possibly go wrong? Fam, I'm spinning out left and right, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it ain't even no crazy weather conditions outside. It ain't like in the game it's raining, snowing, ground is wet, or it has like ice, or it's like, no, it's just, they just having it where the car is just spinning out like crazy. And I'm like, fam, why would you guys have the default settings set up to where the car is going to be? Most people, when they play a racing game, they ain't trying to be dealing with no stuff like that. So eventually I figured it out where it's like, yeah, you have to like up the traction control. I think also you might have to up the ABS settings, and then you also have to switch the tires to hard tires. I'll probably end up doing a video explaining that, how to prevent yourself from spinning out in that game, because I imagine like that's probably the main issue that people are having with that game, and they don't know because they're all assuming like that the game, they ain't gonna be doing no stuff that's gonna be pretty much setting you up for failure. Because when you play games like Grid Legends or Grid Auto Sports, I guess, like if you're playing it on the Switch and things, what else? Yeah, Forza, Gran Turismo. I'm trying to think of the Crew 2 and Motorfest. Like, you play a lot of different racing games out there. They ain't gonna be having it where you doing all of that. So that's why I'm like, fam, I don't know what it is that you guys got going on, but that should have been fixed. Or at least have it where it's like, it's recommended to change your car's settings to this setting, so you ain't gonna be spinning out and, losing control mid-race. Because I know I'm not trying to have it where I get halfway through a race and I'm out here spinning out. And it's like, because they don't have so it ain't set up like Forza and the Crew where they have like a rewind feature. They're trying to make it into a simulator, so something along the lines like Gran Turismo. But I do think that they were saying that the developer, the guy that's behind that game, he is behind like this other racing series called Project Cars. And so I'm like, that makes sense. That's like on why it's called Project Motor Racing. But yeah, I remember playing Project Cars and I'm like, that's something that you should, because I guess, like, all right, so the point that I'm trying to make is, would you go out and buy a car that's going to be losing control left and right if you're just going maybe over 30 miles per hour? Like, you hit a turn and then the car done spun out, and it happens every time when you hit a turn. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that. So why would you assume that people are trying to deal with that in the video game? That's what I mean by, it's like, you need to either have it where the settings is tweaked to where that's not going to happen, or the game needs to let me know not to have some stuff like that happen, or it needs to let me know to change up the settings of the car so I'm not getting halfway through a race or practice. Because they also have it set up where let's say you do practice, qualifying, and then you eventually make it to the race, but let's say some stuff comes up and then they do at least have it where you can pause the game. So they ain't on like no Call of Duty stuff where it's like you can't pause career and all that stuff, because career is by itself, so it's not like it's a online thing. But no, overall, if like, let's say, or no, even like, it ain't even on no stuff where you have to like leave and go do some, let's say your power goes out, right? Your power goes out, you got to start all the way from so I guess you can skip out on practice, but you have to qualify for your place all over again. So it ain't like the thing saves and then you can, so that's what happened. So so the first time I played the game, I accidentally skipped practice. I think I did get through qualifying, but they have it where it's a time thing. It ain't like you have to get like the fastest lap or something. No, they have it where it's like a time thing, which is, I don't know, I find it weird, but at the same time, I guess if they are trying to be different, then all right, cool. But it doesn't even matter. It's like, and I think they do have like a difficulty settings. I put mine on easy because I'm not out here paying $70 for a game, playing it on the hardest difficulty. No, that's one of those things I don't be doing that to myself. When I play a game, I'm trying to have my own experience with it. I don't buy video games to have the experience that everybody else is having. I don't care about everybody else. I care about how I'm feeling when I play the game and stuff. So anyways, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It's like cars still pass you up. So yeah, difficulty settings is you could play it on the hardest difficulty, you could play it on the easiest difficulty. I feel like that it's the same, and that is one thing that I have seen people talk about, is that they do need to tweak the AIs, because besides them being faster than your car, even if you do have it on the easiest difficulty, besides them being faster than your car, so let's say if you are doing practice or qualifying and they start passing you up, they'll just hit you, and then that'll cause you to like veer off on the side of the road or lose control or whatever. And I'm like, fam, do you not see a whole, it's daytime outside too, so it ain't like it's dark, it ain't like their vision is messed up or anything. There is a bright yellow Corvette in front of you. How do you not see it? Like that's one of those things where it's just you would ask somebody that question if they just out of nowhere hit your car and cause you to lose control and all that stuff. You're gonna ask them that question, how'd you not see that car? So that's one of those things where it's like, you gotta ask the developers, why would you put something like that in the game where the NPCs, they can't like drive? Like, I don't know whether this game was rushed or if they was like, oh, we want this to be the final product. But if you guys want it where the game is currently at right now to be the final product, that's why your guys' game is at because at first when it did come out, it was at a very negative rating, but now I think it's at mostly positive. I don't know if it's changed since then, but let's see real quick. I think it's still at a low or at like a mostly negative. Hold on for a second. Let's see project motor. Dang, I was about to say, I'm like, you can't even find the game. No, it's still at mostly negative. Oh, they did release a update. Okay, cool. So I'm like, I definitely. It looks like okay, so I'm gonna probably end up reading the update afterwards. But overall though, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, man, the game, it just has way too many issues. And I'm like, this game was not ready to be released right now. I think what you guys should have did, and that's so I am actually happy that they came out with an update to kind of fix up some things. Hopefully, it's an update that we can all support and agree on. Because if it's one of those updates where it's like, oh, we fixed the stickers on the car, oh, the clouds look a little bit more vibrant now, oh, the crowd members make noises. What about the gameplay? What about the parts of the game that I'm focused on? Can care less about the crowd, can care less about some stickers on the car. I could care less about anything else that doesn't have to do with the core game. I'm trying to figure out, when is the core game going to be fixed? Because what I'm afraid of is that we're going to get another Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown where we ain't going to be able to play Project Motor Racing until next year. I'm not trying to have that. I'm not trying to have it where I go out of my fam. So the process on getting this game, it wasn't like it was some crazy process like I had to go to multiple stores and that, but I went out of my way, right? And this might not mean nothing. It might not matter to the people behind Project Motor Racing, but I went out of my way rather than buying the game at a cheaper price. No, so here's the thing. The game costs $59.99 on Steam. If I had known that, I guess like, because I wasn't even paying attention, I just assumed that that's how much it was going to cost. But anyways, regardless, I should have just went ahead and bought the game on Steam, because I was like, I mainly be playing games on PC anyway, so I don't know why I did that, but I'm thinking along the lines, probably the PC version is the one that's messed up, but the console version is probably going to work better and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, on top of it, it being $69.99, there's no way possible that they can mess up with this game. So I go out of my way while it's cold outside. I don't like, my thing is this, I like when it's cold outside. I just don't like when I'm outside for a long period of time and I'm having to take in that coldness, all right? But if it comes down between summer weather or winter weather or like cold weather and stuff, I'll take cold weather any day of the week. But anyways, I go up there, right? Because I pre-ordered it, but I like pre-purchased it at Best Buy and just had to just go up there and pick it up and things. So yeah, go up to Best Buy, pick up the game. Ended up getting that SpongeBob game too, because I was like, nah, you know what? I'm like, I don't think I've ever sat down and played a SpongeBob game. So I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and play that and see how that goes and stuff. But anyways, come home, install the game, wait for it to install. The last thing I'm expecting is to have a bad experience with this game. I'm trying to have it where I'm playing this game, telling friends about it, because that was going to be the first thing I did, was play this game, see if I like it, and tell one of my friends, because he's also into racing games, and I was going to end up probably, well, I mean, I guess like, because I don't think they have crossplay, but no, I have like a extra steering wheel controller, so I was all like, no, yeah, if he wanted to borrow it and or have it, whatever the case is. And because I already have one, I'm like, I'm probably just gonna be using that one mainly because it's a little bit more compatible. Like I could play it on both PlayStation and PC versus the Xbox one I have. I can only play it on like the Xbox games, but it's like I can play Xbox games on PC, and then then also like I could play Forza and all that. So anyways, regardless, I was gonna tell him about the game. But in the game's current state, I'm like, I don't think I want to tell anybody about this game. But I'm like, fam, there's still room and I guess like for this game to grow and be better. So that's why I'm gonna read out this update and see what it is, because I'm like, fam, if it's one of those updates where they ain't fixed like the actual issues with the game, I don't think this game's gonna take off. It's definitely gonna be one of those situations where this game, it's probably gonna get abandoned if the developers don't sit down and take their time and focus on this game. I mean, I think that is dope that they have a mod system. That is one thing that I'll say about it. They do have a mod system. The game has a career mode. You see some racing games, they come out today where they're all like, oh, we only gonna add race weekend and multiplayer. What about career mode? What about time trials? What if they might not have time trials in this game? Hopefully they add it at some point in time. That's why I'm like, let me read this update. But anyways, but at least with this game, they do have a career mode. They don't have like, no, oh, we just only gonna add exhibition and multiplayer. Fam, add a career mode. Forget exhibition modes. Add a career mode. Have it where I've seen, I can play this game longer than however I guess the exhibition race would be. But anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and read out this update. So there was like online multiplayer added, a new warning messages when the game client is outdated and cannot play online. Fix a missing callback that caused version mismatch connection failures. Fix an issue where selecting a lobby select a lobby on a different backend prevented selecting other lobbies. Lobby details are now fetched only when attempting to join. Fixed a Lua error, I think that's that word, caused by incorrect perimeter order during failed social event matchmaking. Fixed an issue where players could fail to sign in due to legacy avatar data. Improve shutdown handling of audio graphs when network user disconnects. Improve server performances. Fixed a crash caused by processing the lobby list twice. Fixed missing text in the player reporting dialog. Fixed a crash when finishing a social race. So online multiplayer, I really don't even be playing multiplayer like that in games nowadays because you got a lot of toxic people out there. I'm gonna talk on that. I'm gonna talk on like toxic multiplayer players and stuff because man, it's just you talk on a multiplayer game or you say like you don't really be fooling with multiplayer like that, people get so offended. Like you would thought that you just called them the N-word or something. I'm like, fam, relax. I'm just not a fan of multiplayer games. It's okay. You're still going to play them. It's just, man, people are weird for no reason when it comes to multiplayer games. But anyways, moving on. They did an update to stability in systems. So there was like added protection in audio code to prevent rare invalid value NaN errors. Addressed fast math divergence between platforms to improve simulation consistency. Fix incorrect vehicles showing up in license tests after starting an endurance race. Is this still multiplayer? Is this cause I'm confused by it. I think this is still multiplayer stuff. I don't really particularly care for multiplayer. Improve AI, louder awareness to combat AI blind spots. Improve. Oh, so I think this might be but they do say like online and multiplayer. Then there's like next one vehicles, GT class, tracks, audios, input, FBB, force feedback, and hardware support. That none of this looks like it's updating the games, like the like actual, I guess like it just seems like that they ain't really did like no update, and that's what I mean by like them updating the game. And I'm like, fam, some of this stuff they like reading it out, it doesn't even like seem like stuff that people are complaining about. You can hold on for a second, let's see what people are saying in the discussion thing about this update. Because I always be going, great patch notes. Keep these coming as often as possible, please. Thank you. Save mid-session win, at least at the practice and the qualifying. Then I could quit and do the race day after. Come on, the very basics. Guys, please keep going. Focus on the bait. Yeah, it's not like people are like happy about this this update and things. And then they only responding to like the ones that I guess like people are, they're happy, I guess, about the update. But it's like it's one of those things where it's just, there's still the issues with like I'm gonna play the game and see for myself how this goes. But I'm telling you, like, if the update ain't like it ain't fixed how the cars be driving, because it doesn't even look like they're addressing stuff like that. It just seems like it was just one big giant multiplayer update, because it does like gameplay first infringement penalty warning added based on feedback. Disable frame rate limiter during replays. Tire warmer settings now defaults on a new. Remove debugs, skid. It's like they reduce skid audio sensitivity on dry tires. It's like, fam, I don't care about I care about gameplay. Like that's stuff that they need to do is focus on the gameplay, and then whatever audio and stuff like that, focus on that afterwards. But it's like, this update, I'm gonna see for myself about it if it did update on PlayStation. But AR cars are night and day. But okay, so it's yeah, I'm like, so I'll have to see for myself. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it with this episode. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Yeah, I just really hope that this game, it does get better in the future. Hopefully after this update it did do that. But yeah, overall, yeah, I'll probably end up doing like a follow-up, overall letting y'all know where this game is currently at and things, and hopefully it could get out of a situation where it's not in the negatives and it's in the positives when it comes to reviews and, people enjoying the game and stuff. But anyways, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service, and peace.